The road to WrestleMania is here, and we have the Royal Rumble coming up at Lucas Oil Stadium, which means we have not only the men's Royal Rumble, we have the women's Royal Rumble. Today, we're going to talk about the women that should win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to give a couple names that I think shouldn't win the Royal Rumble, but mainly we're going to talk about the women that should win this Royal Rumble. With that being said, if you guys enjoy professional wrestling content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. With that being said, let's get into the video to talk about which women should win this Royal Rumble. I'm going to start this one off easy with you guys, and it's probably the favorite to win it all. I know exactly who you're thinking. Ready? Telepathically? Io Sky. Yes. Io Sky makes a lot of sense to win this Royal Rumble. She was the champion last year and lost it to Bayley. We've seen a massive turn in her character. We've seen her becoming more of a baby face in this situation. We've seen the damage control turn. We've seen her and Dakota Kai get significantly more over with fans. Obviously, with Kairi injured and Asuka injured, I wouldn't be surprised if both those women actually come back at the Royal Rumble. But I think Io Sky makes the most sense. She is arguably the best woman in ring right now. Everybody loves her character. Everybody loves her entrance. Her pop is going to be insane. And she can do a storyline with either of these women. We can have the match that everybody's been waiting for when it comes with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. We can have Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky, which would be an absolute banger if it's for the world title on the WrestleMania stage. She'd be good with anybody. Like, she's so good. You could have her win this one, next one, you know, any Royal Rumble, you have Io Sky win. It's going to be an amazing match at Mania. Like, she's one of those people where you just plug and play, and she's good with everyone. Next up, we have the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair has done an amazing job of elevating talent this past year. I think that she has legitimized so many people on this roster. I think that we can all agree that you can argue she is the greatest wrestler in ring, along with Io Sky in the WWE right now. She can do everything. She could high fly. She can brawler. She can do any skill move you need. It's fancy. It looks good. She is, I will argue, her and Rhea are the two best females on the roster overall. Like, full package, they're the two best females on the roster. One's on Raw, one's on SmackDown for a reason. They're so freaking good. And I believe that she deserves something for what she has done in elevating Jade Cargill and elevating Bayley this year and elevating Naomi this year. She is the glue when it comes to the women's division. And I believe rewarding her and having her and Rhea Ripley or her and Tiffany would be mwah, chef's kiss. Like, we're talking about mwah. Now, I'm going to throw you my first curveball, and it's someone that I actually think would be so good on the main roster. And I believe if Tiffany Stratton is still champion at WrestleMania, I think if you call this person up at the Royal Rumble and have her win the Royal Rumble, she would automatically be elevated to superstar status right next to Tiffany Stratton, and those two would be the future of the WWE, and that is Roxanne Perez. I think Roxanne Perez is next up when it comes to the women from NXT. I believe that like, the women's division is so stacked right now that, like, you can call every single woman that's going to come up next up. You can call Julia, you can call Stephanie Vaquer, you can call Kalani Jordan, you can call any of those girls that right now are in NXT up, and they can be next up. They're that good. But Roxanne is levels above everybody else. I got to see her in person. I've got to see some of her matches. I've looked at a lot of her highlights. She is, as advertised, really freaking good. And to get your main roster push right away and win a Royal Rumble, that would just tell us right away that Triple H is all in on her and that we should always have our eyes on her. And it would put somebody in that title picture that's not a lot of these older women that I'm going to name next that should win this Royal Rumble as well. Coming into my first older woman, it is my favorite female wrestler of all time, who I believe is the GOAT of professional wrestling when it comes to women. It's a legendary family. All they do is bleed gold. It is the queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Now listen, Charlotte Flair is coming off a major injury. I don't know if she's even ready for the Royal Rumble. I don't know if it makes sense for her to come back right now. But Charlotte Flair passing the torch over to Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania by her winning the Royal Rumble and then losing to Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania would officially tell us that Tiffany Stratton is the next Golden Girl. I believe that is, like, an amazing moment I would love to happen no matter what anyway. I would love for Charlotte Flair, if she doesn't win the Royal Rumble, to please win the Elimination Chamber so we can have Charlotte Flair and Tiff. But I think there's a decent shot that we can see Charlotte Flair in there. She always delivers at WrestleMania. You can argue that her and Rhea Ripley had the best match in night 1 of WrestleMania. I think she's just an easy pick. Like, all right, you have Charlotte win, great. You're going to have a good WrestleMania match. That's booked, that's done, you're good to go. Now, here's another somewhat, I don't know if it's kind of a curveball, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jade Cargill comes back and wins the Royal Rumble. We've already seen hints that she is going to be a star player. We've seen hints that they want her to be next up, and she just got attacked and got taken off of television. Her returning, even if it's in the 30 spot, eliminating everybody, and now getting to choose who she wants next, while also trying to find out who, ruined her tag team title run with freaking the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair. That would give us a lot of storyline leading up to WrestleMania while she tries to find out who beat her up, while she then decides who she wants to face. It would help us a lot because there's a lot of story still there. Everyone thinks that it was, the Nias and all those people and Tiffany Stratton and all that stuff. So, like, we have a little storyline there. Could it have been, Liv Morgan and Raquel taking her out while they were still champion because they were mad that they were getting involved in stuff? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of storyline there, and it'd be cool to have that whole storyline play out. And I think it'd be cool to see Jade Cargill in a big match. Now, here's one that I believe is a favorite for everyone, and it's somebody that I think everyone thinks is going to return at the Royal Rumble, and that is the man, Becky Lynch. She's good. Like, she's Becky Lynch, right? She's arguably everyone who's watching this favorite wrestler. The only thing is that I have with her, she's already done everything. She's won everything you could think of. But it elevates the WrestleMania match. She is a draw. She's a marquee talent in the WWE. She is a household name at this point. No matter who she faces, whether it's Tiffy, which I think Tiffy wants that back from her taking the title off Tiffy. You know what I'm saying? You got a little storyline there. Or whether she goes back after Rhea, because they still got some things they got to run back there. It makes a lot of sense. I think Becky's another one of those like easy picks if Triple H decides to go that way. Are you surprised? No, I'm not at all. Here's one that I think may surprise you guys. I think that this person's going to be returning at the Royal Rumble, and I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to give her one last run as the champion, and that is Asuka. I would not be surprised if we see Asuka returning at the Royal Rumble and end up winning this Royal Rumble. Let's be real, the Empress of Tomorrow is so freaking good. She brings a lot of intensity. She's a great in-ring worker. You can have her do stories with either one of the women that have the title right now. You can insert Io Sky into the picture as well with any of them as well. You can have her come back as a bad guy, come back as a good guy, whatever you want to do. You have so much you can do with Asuka. You can revamp her character. She has opportunities to just come back and dominate, win a Royal Rumble, win her last title in the WWE, and then, have her put over the next talent. And this is my last pick. I believe that I wouldn't be surprised if she wins it. And it's Liv Morgan. I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan comes out and wins this Royal Rumble. They've been beating the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley story to death, and I would not be surprised if they run it back at WrestleMania with a stipulation, whether it be a steel cage, whether it be a Hell in a Cell, some kind of situation where you have the two women face off for one last time, and Liv Morgan has to win the Royal Rumble for it to happen, and her playing mind games with both of the champions when we all know it's going to be Rhea Ripley at the end of the day, in my opinion, makes the most sense. Two curveballs I'm going to throw really quickly at you. Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Starks. I think both women are awesome. Both women have storylines in there as well. Both women can go. I think Raquel winning would be like one of those surprise curveballs that can end up breaking the Judgment Day with Liv Morgan being angry. And with Zoe Stark, she's just so freaking good. And I really want Zoe Stark to have her moment. It sucks that she's in PFC right now and they're just losing left and right. And they're just, I want Zoe Stark next up, okay? With that being said, I want to know from you guys, who do you think should win the Women's Royal Rumble this year? You can pick anyone on the roster, pick anyone on NXT, maybe Jordynne Grace from TNA, Masha Slamovich from TNA. That would be a crazy surprise. Imagine Jordynne Grace comes in, wins the Royal Rumble, and faces Rhea Ripley. That'd be shit. I didn't even think of that. That just came to my head. Wow, what the flip? That would be nuts. What the hell? But I need to know from you guys who you guys think is going to end up winning this Royal Rumble. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video and you made it this far, make sure to hit that subscription button. Make sure to like that video. Make sure to ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys on the next video. This is much love from me to you. Peace.